All right, let's talk about Airbnb hosting. You ever wonder what the real difference is between a host who's totally stressed out and one who's just a hands-off investor? Well, that's what we're breaking down today. We're going to look at the big showdown, doing it all yourself versus hiring a pro. Let's dive in. So here's our game plan. First, we'll tackle the dream of passive income versus the actual reality. Then, we're going to uncover all those hidden costs of the DIY approach. After that, we'll compare 3 different ways to manage your property, look at the huge advantage the pros have, and wrap it all up by showing you why this is an investment, not an expense. Okay, first up, the dream versus reality. Let's really unpack that whole passive income promise. Come on, you can be honest. You're dreaming of it, right? That idea of easy, passive income. You buy a property, you throw it up online, and then you just kick back and watch the money roll in. That's the dream, isn't it? Yeah, well, the reality is a bit of a wake-up call. It's almost always a super demanding 24/7 job. It's so much more work than just posting a few pictures online. It's an active, hands-on business, no doubt about it. So that brings us right to our next point, the hidden costs of DIY. And let me tell you, self-management is anything but free. Get a load of this number. The average host who manages their own place spends between 15 and 25 hours a week on a single property. Let that sink in for a second. That's not a side gig. That's a part-time job. A job that doesn't care about your weekends or holidays, by the way. And what are you doing for all those hours? It's just this relentless, nonstop cycle. You've got guest inquiries you have to answer instantly. You're juggling bookings across different websites. You're coordinating cleaners, handling emergency maintenance calls, all while trying to optimize your pricing every single day, manage reviews, and keep up with local laws that are always changing. It's a treadmill that never stops. But here's the kicker. The biggest cost isn't even your time. It's something called the expertise gap. This is the huge amount of money, we're talking 30 to 50% of potential income, that just vanishes because most hosts aren't experts in pricing, marketing, and operations. So you're not just losing time, you're actively leaving a ton of money on the table. So that leads us to the fundamental choice every owner has to make. Let's compare the 3 main models. Do you self-host, partner up with a co-host, or do you go pro? And this table just lays it all out so clearly. If you manage it yourself, your time commitment is massive, your expertise is naturally limited, and the result is, well, it's not great. Suboptimal. A co-host can seem like a nice middle ground, but the help is often inconsistent and you're still really involved. And then you have professional management. 0 time from you, top-tier expertise, and the result, maximized returns. The difference is just night and day. Okay, so let's really zoom in on that last column. This is all about the professional advantage and exactly how the experts just run circles around amateurs. I mean, just look at these numbers. They are absolutely staggering. Let's say your own effort is the baseline. That's 100%. Just by adding professional photos. That's it. Just one thing the pros do. You can boost your revenue by 40%. But if you go all in with full professional management, you're looking at a 60% increase. That's a huge jump in performance. But, it's not just about the money, is it? It's about getting your life back. Look at this contrast. DIY gives you the freedom to deal with 2 a.m. text messages and emergency calls about a broken toilet. Professional management gives you freedom for the things that actually matter. Your real job, your family, your hobbies, and the peace of mind to actually grow your investments. And it goes even deeper than that. Think of it as a professional safety net. They handle all the legal stuff and local rules. They make sure you have the right insurance. They're on top of maintenance before things break. They professionally screen guests. They're basically protecting you from all these huge financial and legal risks you might not even realize you're exposed to. Which brings us to our final and maybe most important section. This is where we have to completely reframe the conversation. This isn't an expense, it's an investment. And here's the math that proves it. Okay, let's look at a real-world example to make this crystal clear. The DIY host brings in 30,000 euros a year. The same property, professionally managed, brings in 45,000. Now, you pay the 25% management fee, and the owner still walks away with 33,750 euros. So here's the punchline. You literally make more money while investing 0 hours of your own time. More profit for no work. And this right here really puts everything in perspective. When you run the numbers, You realize that by doing it yourself, you're essentially working for an hourly wage of just €2.88. So let me ask you straight up, would you ever take a job that pays you less than €3 an hour? Of course not. So how do they actually pull this off? It's not magic, it's just a smarter strategy. This chart breaks it down. A huge chunk of that extra revenue, 43%, comes from having way fewer cancellations. Another 35% comes from being able to charge higher daily rates. And the final 22% is from keeping the property booked more often. It's a formula that just works. You know, I love this quote because it just cuts through all the noise. The choice isn't really about whether professional management is worth the fee. It's about whether you want to work harder for less money or earn more while doing nothing. It really is that simple when you think about it. So what's the big takeaway here? What's your path forward? It really comes down to a shift in mindset. Number 1, stop being an amateur host. Number 2, finally acknowledge what your time is actually worth. 3, leverage the expertise of people who do this for a living. And 4, start treating your property like the serious business it actually is. And that really leaves us with one last very simple question you have to ask yourself. Your property is a major investment. Are you really, truly treating it like one?